we are stronger, and there's nothing wrong with our country. I mean, this is a wonderful country. It's our only home on earth. God has been kind and gracious to us and gifted us a wonderful country. Let's take care of it. The challenges we have, the momentary challenges in our leadership, are not our destiny. You know, that language, those kind of lies. You know what Dr. Kitui was asking here? You university professors are researchers. You know, when a guy tells you that there are 500 or so health units in a particular place, and you know the population of the place, we were actually working the math in the morning together, and we were saying it must mean that every 5 or 10 households in that area has got a clinic. Is that possible? Yani kwani sisi ni wajinga wa wapi? You know, do they expect that we will believe that? You know, so you know, please let us not accept these intellectual insults and this abuse we are getting as a people. Let us stand up, crank ourselves up, dust ourselves together, move forward, vote these fellows out, and form a government that will take Kenya to the next level. And demonstrate our seriousness as a country. We are a serious country. We cannot be managed like this. We are serious people. How can we accept to be managed like this? And then we have capacity to manage ourselves better. So my parting shot, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, is let's do every one of us who are seated here. I want to ask you, please, prepare to do a good thing. You know, in life and in the history of your country, you do a good thing when you improve your country's welfare. And now, as we are moving forward to the elections, please prepare to do a good thing. And the good thing can't be returning these people. So, so you know what the good thing is. And you educated people, yani kama tuko namna hii vile tulivyo baada ya miaka 3, another 5 years of these people, do you think you will have a country? Utakuwa hata umeuswa wewe mwenyewe unafika Dubai. God bless you, my friend.
Is in a messy situation. Na sio ule Messi mchapa kandanda. It's a very messy situation. I heard yesterday William Ruto akiwa Mombasa akisema that their economic model is working. I don't know how many of you saw that. When he bought a cow for 1 million shillings, and then he said the economic model is actually working. Now, how can it work when Kenyans who now live below the poverty line, and our brother Fred Matiang'i has been working at those levels of the World Bank and IFC, the Bretton Woods institutions, and somebody who cannot afford $1 per day is seen to live below the poverty line. $1 per day is today 128, 130 shillings. How many Kenyans today, clearly, yani tuambiane ukweli, ambao hawezi kabisa siku moja kupata shilingi 130? Ni wengi. So hiyo namba sasa imeteremka to levels that are not even describable. And yet, tunaambiwa uchumi unafanya vizuri. Now, let me tell you the truth. Kasongo's government is rated at just about 20%. I think I'm generous. I remember that 20%, Governor Vinya, because we said when I was co-chairing NADCO, right? Remember NADCO? Which they are now trying belatedly to do something about. That at least let us increase mgao wa serikali za counties kutoka 15 to 20. That is in our strong recommendation. But these guys are not even able to implement what they asked us to do. And they say the country is doing well. That actually is like living in a fool's paradise. And Kenyans are not foolish. Kwa hivyo, mimi nataka tujue kwamba wakati moja nilikuwa waziri wa elimu. My brother Matiang'i at some stage also became Minister for Education. There are several things we did in conformity with international statutes. At that time, we had a conference in Jomtien. That's a country, a place in Indonesia, when the world agreed to the concept of lifelong learning. So you really cannot stop going to school or learning. The Jomtien Declaration. And then at about that time, child rights were the issue the main thing. So I had the privilege to outlaw, as Minister for Education, corporal punishment in all our schools. Well, I remembered also, as a Christian, the Bible tells me, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Now we have to do a balance. The balance is you do not have to use literally a cane to dismember a child, kumpiga kama mnyama wa porini na vitu kama hivyo. Even today, I'm sure there are some schools where corporal punishment is practiced differently. We did that. Just like we did start I actually appointed the first chief executive officer of the Higher Education Loans Board. And a lot of us in the leadership position actually went through that. We used to call it boom. During my time, it was 6,000 shillings or something. And it was useful. In addition, we used to have decent catering services at the university. CCU, Central Catering Unit. Today, even living standards in our public universities are in a pathetic situation. There's not much honor in being a university student. And yet I'm reminded by my brother Muturi when we were discussing. Those days when you qualified to go to university, I think Fred, you also mentioning, your name would appear in the newspapers. Mpaka villagers wanaona unabeba gazeti yako in Embu, they will go to buy from Kanyombora to buy in Embu na kwenda unaringa, angalia jina yangu kwa newspapers. Therefore, the dignity of being a university student today is absent. And quality higher education, zero. I must remind us that the right to education is a basic human right. It is one of those, Article 43, is it, Wakili Ndego, those rights, like the right not to sleep hungry. So, let us not play around with it. The only reason we are able to gather here today and feel stress-free is because of Constitution 2010. We saw William Ruto and Raila Odinga and a few others go to celebrate Katiba at 15 years. Oh, some of them said no to that Constitution. We know it. Said no. So because to have a spirit of constitutionalism, you really have to, it was Okoth Ogendo who taught a lot of us land law, for those of you who studied law, that you can have a constitution without constitutionalism. And that is lacking in this administration. What this team is trying to do is to say order, like Muturi will tell you. We have a constitution, our guiding document. And we are going in the next administration to make this country be honored worldwide. Because our Bill of Rights, for example, recognizes the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, imported, I think, via Clause 2 of the Constitution, right? Or Article 20 of the Constitution, that these are parts of our domestic law. Men, I can also teach law at the university. All right? Okay, so, but that is why we are here. Nobody can interfere with this thing. But we're also seeing intolerance. Yani wakisikia mtu anaita Gachagua, hawezi kulala. Kisikia Rigiji, kwanza kisema one term, wanapatwa na wazimu. Now all of us are saying one term, not just Gachagua. How many of you are saying one term? Yani you mean it? Yes. Sema one term. That's what it is. We Kaongo, Gachagua is